Welcome back to the show. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at the only one of the 7 wonders that is still around today, the Great Pyramids of Giza.
Awutshela abantu bonke, tshela umhlaba wonke, tshela abantu bonke, tshela umhlaba wonke.
The story of the Great Pyramid takes place in Giza, an ancient city 3 miles west of Cairo, the capital of Egypt. The pyramids served as tombs for the pharaohs, who were the rulers of ancient Egypt. The commissioner for the first Great Pyramid was the 4th dynasty pharaoh Khufu. Khufu's vizier Hemianu was the architect for the pyramid. In ancient Egypt, a vizier was the highest official to serve under the pharaoh. Construction for the Great Pyramid began in 2580 BC, and it took 20 years to build. However, Khufu himself did not build the pyramid. Instead, it was built by 100,000 slaves. As the pyramid's construction ascended, the Egyptians built ramps to put the higher blocks in their places. The blocks rode on wooden sledges. Every day during its construction, 1,762,000 pounds were added to the pyramid. At the time of its completion, the pyramid stood 481 feet high, but ever since its capstone has been mysteriously removed, and because of severe erosion and block removal, it now stands at 455 feet high. It sloped at a 51-degree, 51-minute angle. The base of the pyramid is a perfect square, with a length of 755 feet and 8 inches on each side. The basic design of the pyramid was pretty much the same for the other two. The base of the pyramid was made of coarse, low-grade limestone. This specific limestone contained nummulites, fossils of large lentil-shaped protozoa. It was then encased in a layer of smooth, polished white limestone. On top of the pyramid was a 26-foot-tall golden capstone. The interior had walls of white limestone and pink granite and basalt flooring. While the rougher limestone came from nearby quarries in Giza, the smoother limestone came from nearby quarries in Tura and the Mokattam Hills near Cairo. The granite came from Aswan in southern Egypt, and the basalt came from the Fayum Oasis and the Hatnub quarry in Amarna, a city north of Luxor. 2,300,000 blocks of rough limestone were used to make the pyramid's core. These blocks ranged in weight from 2.5 tons, or 5,000 pounds, to 30 tons, or 60,000 pounds. Some even weighed 70 tons, or 140,000 pounds. 144,000 casing stones were used to coat the pyramid. The casing stones were 100 inches thick and weighed about 15 tons, or 30,000 pounds. The total weight of the core blocks is roughly around 5,750,000 tons, or 11,500,000,000 pounds. The total weight of the casing stones was 2,160,000 tons, or 4,320,000,000 pounds. 500,000 tons of mortar, or 1 billion pounds of mortar, were used to cement the blocks together. They fit together so well that not even a knife blade can be slid between them. I'll shoot another video describing the full specifications of all 3 pyramids, while leaving the basic specifications in this one. By the time the Great Pyramid was finished in 2560 BC, Khufu had died. It had now fulfilled its purpose. For over 3,800 years, the Great Pyramid was the tallest man-made structure in the world, until the Lincoln Cathedral in Lincoln, Lincolnshire, England in 1311 AD. After Khufu's death in 2566 BC, his son Djedefre became pharaoh, but was succeeded by his half-brother Khafre in 2558 BC. 3 years later, in 2555 BC, Khafre began designing his pyramid. It took 25 years to build and was completed in 2530 BC. Placing it on middle ground to make it look higher than his father's pyramid, Khafre designed his pyramid to stand 448 feet high, slope at 53 degrees and 13 minutes, and have a base of 706 feet on all 4 sides in a perfect square. The pyramid's encasement is divided by pink granite on the bottom half and white Tura limestone on the upper half. The sarcophagus was made of black granite. The pyramid stands on 33 feet of bedrock, giving it the impression that it is taller than Khufu's pyramid. This pyramid is probably the most identifiable out of the 3 because of its top. The reason the top of Khafre's pyramid looks like it does is because the pyramid's outer casing eroded over time. In addition, some of the blocks were taken to build other things. Only the top of the original casing remains today. After Khafre's death in 2532 BC, his son Menkaure became pharaoh. Menkaure, like his father and grandfather before him, began planning out his own pyramid. Construction for this pyramid started in 2525 BC and took 15 years to build, finishing in 2510 BC. This pyramid is the smallest of the main three, standing at 213 feet tall with a slope of 51 degrees 20 minutes. Unlike the other pyramids, the base of this one is not in a perfect square shape. Instead, Menkaure's pyramid has a base of 335 by 343 feet. Menkaure's pyramid has the same design as Khafre's pyramid, a limestone core encased with red granite on the lower half and white Dora limestone on the upper half. At the time of Menkaure's death in 2515 BC, the pyramid was unfinished. His son and successor, Shepseskf, completed it by creating the top out of mud brick. This pyramid is also identifiable due to an incision on the north wall. From 1196 to 1197 AD, the Egyptian extremist sultan Al-Aziz Uthman schemed to demolish the pyramids, starting with Menkaure's. During the 8 months he tried to destroy Menkaure's pyramid, he damaged the north wall, leaving a deep cut. Eventually, he gave up because it was too much work. As time went by, the outer casing for the pyramids eroded away, leaving behind the rougher limestone blocks. In fact, on the Great Pyramid, the smooth white limestone blocks that didn't erode were taken to build the city of Cairo. There are slight traces of the original casing scattered throughout different parts of the pyramids. According to French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin, if someone had tried to build the pyramids using modern-day technology, it would take 5 years to build and cost $5 billion. Not only are the Great Pyramids the oldest of the original 7 wonders, they're also the only one of the original 7 wonders that's still around today. And that wraps it up for this episode. Tune in for my next one, and as always, I will see you then.